Welcome back to Adventurous Advocates. We have an exciting show for you today. We've got trivia involving the boats and the monorails. We're going to talk to you about all the transportation options from TTC to the Magic Kingdom and back, and we're going to explore the winner of our drawing. So come on, let's have an adventure. So after you come in and take the tram or walk from your car to TTC, you're going to see that over here on the right, past the drop-free stand, is the monorails, and we'll go over there in just a minute. You see them over there in the blue? And then over here, if you turn left, is the ferry boat. So I get asked a lot, should I take the boat or the monorail? The truth is, the real question is, do you have any back issues? Because if you're in a wheelchair or you have back issues and things like that, the boats do not offer elevators, and they do have stairs to the second floor. And while they will let you roll on very easily with no problem, there's very little seating. So if you don't have a wheelchair ECV, but you do have back issues, you may definitely want to do the monorail. And if you want scenery, if you want a good view of the Floridian Wedding Pavilion, the event centers, the Polynesian and Floridian resorts, if you love seeing wildlife, then the boats are for you. They do take a little bit longer going, but coming back, especially during a hard close, they're quicker. But the monorail is air conditioned. Everyone gets to sit down that wants to, and it's super fast. So it's really a matter of like convenience and get there fast, or enjoy the journey and just be chill on a couch on vacation. If there are a large amount of people waiting for the ferry boat, they do have a covered area over here with benches that does offer adequate light at night. And it does give you quite a few places to sit, but there is a nice breeze, but no air conditioning or fans. And so that's something to keep in mind. And over here under the covered awning, they also have a large entrance area and waiting area. But again, there's nothing to cool you down and nothing to air condition, just a small amount of shade.
I've been on them for 22 years. The Potter used to be named the Kingdom Queen.
Oh, really?
And they changed the name before I started working here.
It was called the Kingdom Queen? That's very cool.
Queen, and it's designed a little differently than the other two boats.
Oh, yeah?
It has a long keel underneath, and it also has a restroom facilities on it so they can throw parties.
Oh, that's awesome.
The other two boats don't have those facilities.
I didn't know that about this one. That's cool.
The two smokestacks is actually built quite different than the other two.
That's really neat. Hey, I really appreciate you. The thing that I think the ferry boats have that the monorails don't is that at night, if you come here right before the fireworks, you can hear the music because they pump it in, and you have a perfect view from the waiting area just up from the boats. You can sit here and you're not bothering anybody. It's off to the side, and you have a better view than when you're in the park because nobody's like pressing up against you. There aren't a million people here. Most people are just ready to go to their cars, so they keep on walking. And this really is kind of a nice place to watch the fireworks. Let's talk about the pros of the boat. Beyond the obvious, getting to float on the water, the relaxing scenery, and just the enjoyable boat ride, there's also some special things that you may not have thought about. On the monorail, you're in an enclosed capsule, which for some may cause claustrophobia. But if you're coming to the boat on non-peak hours, there's very rarely a crowd. So you can space yourself. It's very open. There's windows. You can stand next to the ends where you can breathe and see out and have plenty of space to avoid things like claustrophobia or having issues with feeling too close to others or overstimulation. Another perk of the ferry comes at closing time. Each ferry can fit 600 people, and there are three of them running at park close. So you can have a massive amount of people in line and still get home in a really reasonable amount of time because it's only a 5-minute boat ride. So even if you have to wait in line, 20 or 30 minutes, that's still much, much shorter than the 2 or 3 hour line you're going to be waiting in at the monorail because it can just fit a larger amount of people at once. It's also important to note that all Disney cast members who are working on the ferries have to go through comprehensive training. They also keep life vests at each of the four corners of the boat, so you're really safe when you're on the ferry. But one of my favorite things about riding the ferry is when I leave Magic Kingdom at night, I can look over and have the best view of the sunset by the Floridian. It is absolutely breathtaking. That being said, it also means that there will be a lot of people pushing over you trying to get pictures of that magnificent sunset and view. And so don't be taken back if people are getting in your space, wanting pictures in the portholes, and all those kind of things. In case you were wondering, the ferries go approximately 10 miles an hour. So that's a slow but enjoyable journey from TTC to the Magic Kingdom and back. One small con of the ferries is they do not have fans or air conditioners, so you're relying solely off the breeze coming off the water. That's okay and that's great. Most of the time it's good, but if there's a lot of people, it may be difficult to feel the breeze.
Ready? Yeah. So Monorail Lime, I don't know if you've seen it, but we just repainted it. And it's got that light lime color, and then the trim is like a royal blue kind of color.
Right?
That is a nod to the very first Monorail costume. That was the color scheme. It was white, that color lime, and that color blue.
That is awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So let's talk about the monorail. First things first, you will have to walk up a ramp. But the nice thing is they do have fans and it is cooler under there once you get under the covered way. And also if it is raining, it does offer you more shelter than the ferry boat will. However, the lines may be very long. Monorails do come about every 3 to 4 minutes and they are continuously running throughout the day. But the number of people that they can fit in carts is limited. And so it may take you 1 or 2 monorails to be able to get on a not so busy day, but several more to get on a busy day. So it can be super fast if you're not coming at a park open or park close, but it also offers you air conditioning and a chance to sit. If you've had a long day at the park and you walk around and your legs are tired, this may be a much better option because you do get to sit down and rest the whole ride home. It is very quick. It is a beautiful view over. We'll show you the view in just a little bit, but it is an enjoyable ride. There are no seatbelts, so if you're sitting on your ECV, sometimes the ride can be a little bit bumpy and you're definitely going to want to hang on. If you're sitting down, it's still a good idea to hang on. And one kind of cool thing, if you like being around people, it's awesome. If you don't, maybe not, but I love that you get to meet new people and see different people in the car next to you. It's pretty awesome. When you're ready to get off, they will put the same ramp down. The same guy generally has to do several doors, so you may need to be patient. But the one thing to keep in mind is they will not tell you if you're lined up right. They won't guide you back. They've moved on to putting the ramp down for somebody else. So go very slow and be very, very careful because it's hard to see behind you, especially if you have a tall CDCB. And it can be very nerve-wracking to make sure you don't dump yourself over. So just go slow, be careful. You'll be fine. I haven't seen anybody fall out of a chair yet, but I just want you to be careful. Admittedly, one of the perks of the monorail is rolling into the station and seeing Walt's train right there. It tugs at your heartstrings. It sets the magic alive. But then you also get to see the castle, the Carousel of Progress. The monorail really shows you more of the magic along the way. Sure, you get lots of grass and roads and scenery that maybe aren't as nice, but you do get to see more of the magic. Where the boat is relaxing, has the beautiful water, and it shows you the Polynesian and the Floridian. The monorails do take you through the magic. Time for both rides is about 5 minutes from start to finish, from when you board and the vehicle starts moving to end. So it's not a matter of which one gets you there faster. Sometimes the wait times are different, but the actual on-ride times are the same. So I feel like when I do these videos, I learn as much as you guys do because I have been there 1,000 times and done this. And yet when I talk to an employee and ask him, why you would go one direction and not another as far as choosing the monorail or the ferry boat, she told me something I hadn't even thought of.
My opinion, it's very hot out. 95% of the people coming here do not use deodorant. They get on that monorail. And that monorail is air conditioned through the system air in it because they can't use the hot air outside to cool it. You know what it smells like? Dirty gym locker. And
I hadn't even thought about that.
I can't even bear the thought of going on there and smelling that. So I'll take the boat.
So I don't know if you could hear everything she was saying, but basically she said that they recycle the air in the monorail. And I hadn't even considered that. She said that can make it stink really bad in the summer because people get on there with sweat and they take their shoes off or they've been stinking in the park all day. And then the air just recycles all day into the air conditioning because it's too hot and too humid to suck air from the outside and cool it down. So to keep it icy, icy cold, they recycle the air. But that being said, it affects things like the sanitation of the air because it has been recycled with people breathing and all those other kind of things. And I mean, with 2020, we do have to consider the health and safety type aspect, but it also definitely affects the smell, she said. I was told that in the winter that they open it up and they actually do take outside air sometimes, but that in the summer it is 100% recycled air. So something to keep in mind. You guys are completely adorable. Now, we can't talk about transportation without talking about how Magic Kingdom sets up your exit from the park. And they give you the most magical goodbye ever. Look at that. It's Donald and Daisy and Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and Chip and Dale. It's every one of your favorite friends coming by to wave goodbye, say thanks for coming, and they all are wearing their 50th anniversary festive gear. So much fun. As you exit, you're going to want to come left over here to where it says Ferry Boat. Now, I want to warn you, the Ferry Boat sign is kind of hidden and it's tricky, but it is right behind where the buses load for the resort. So you're going to go just past where the buses load, and then right there, and you'll see the Ferry Boat sign on the left. And I'm excited to announce that the winner of our drawing is Mary Frances Stortout. Please email Adventurous Advocates within 10 days to receive your shoulder Grogu. I'm so excited. Thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting. Random person walking by just asked me a question, and I thought, well, if they have that question, maybe you do too, which is if the lines are super long and you just want to give it a minute to die down, what can you do? And that's a good question. There used to be more to do. They used to have a gift shop. Let me show you where. Over on the far right was Mickey's gift station, and it used to be right here. It was such a fun little shop. When you came in, when you're walking up from the parking lot, it was, like I said, the far right, but they would have things like autograph books that you could grab so your kids can sign, like the second they got into Magic Kingdom or whatever park you're going to. They had the plushes. Everything that you could buy at World of Disney would have also been in here. But it is not open anymore and has not been since the 80s. When I was a little kid, it was open, but since I've come back with my kids, I've not seen it open. Quite a few vending machines. You can get yourself a drink or get your face mask or a snack. You also can go to the bathroom. There's a Joffrey's coffee station between the ferry boat and the monorail over there. And while it's not Starbucks, a lot of people love it. It has a cult following, but I personally prefer Starbucks, but it is really not bad. Other than that, you can look at all the beautiful plants that rotate regularly. They rotate them by holiday and event and season, so that's kind of fun. You can just look around and there's little bees buzzing around, see all the pretty colors that are all around, but really that's it. I know that sounds simple, but there's no entertainment. There are no characters. Ticketing and transportation is just to get you to the magic. Since we are talking about transportation to and from TTC, one thing to note that you can do is you can pay to have a minivan pick you up and take you from the transportation center to the Magic Kingdom. If you can schedule these ahead of time and they avoid lines and wait times, it's only you and your family. And sometimes if you have the extra money, it can be a blessing. One thing to keep in mind is that they don't have a whole lot of them that can take ECV or wheelchairs. And so there can be a much longer wait if you need to put an ECV or wheelchair on it. And you absolutely will need to schedule in advance. Otherwise, you may be waiting just way more than you would wait for a boat or a monorail. But if you have a family member that doesn't like to travel around other people or needs a little quieter environment, or they just had a day at the park and they just can't handle it anymore, it's a way to get home if they're not able to do the monorail or the train, but it is not free. And so keep that in mind. I hope you've had as much fun as I have learning all about the ticketing and transportation center options, learning some fun trivia facts, celebrating our drawing winner, and much more. I really have had fun hanging out with you guys today, and I hope you learned lots. If there's something else you wish I would have told you or some trivia you wanted to know about, go ahead and drop that in the comments. Also, I need you to go hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And just remember, next time we're going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And until next time, stay adventurous.